So welcome everyone to this wonderful sessions. I really enjoy so much these sessions of the 2022 intention project, because this year we have decided at Co-Creator Circle that intentions are so powerful. We all have so many feelings and emotions and wishes and dreams. Even more important than our desires are the dreams that we have been holding inside ourselves. And sometimes these dreams are supposed to be not real and not something that we give attention to. But actually, they are there. And it is my feeling that all of us have the same dream. There's a one underlying dream that our hearts all have, that our souls have. And as we keep having these discussions and these meetings, these dreams start emerging, and as they emerge we see that actually they're already here. So last year in Co-Creator Circle, we did do a lot of envisioning. We had monthly meetings and weekly meetings of envisioning. This year we are doing monthly meetings of intending, because the intention focuses our minds into a certain direction, because it is the mind that needs focusing. The heart is already focused. So, as you read out, Vivian, could you read out again what you were reading of our January intention?
Yes. We intend, can you all hear me okay? We intend to co-create a world in which all life forms feel such a sense of inner safety that they trust their universal divine origins and live from that space.
So, we were having a talk just before this, and we were saying that throughout this month, because of the intention we made, our focus kept going off and on into safety. If I can ask those who were here last month, if they can just share a minute or two, starting with I am, so your name, and then how you felt safety came into your life or into your attention. So we could start with Kiara.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the biggest questions for all of us. And, my perceptions of reality are so different based on whether or not I feel safe. If I'm feeling safe, then everything is moving synchronistically, positively, powerfully, intentionally. And the moment I start feeling unsafe, but for whatever reason, maybe out of attachment to a perceived outcome, or maybe feeling blamed, attacked, rejected, hurt, or disconnected somehow from the flow of life, then it's like I'm looking to the limited options that I have as a personal self, rather than, just being the wind. And it's such a marked difference. Like, everything, my sensitivities change, my vibrational frequency changes, my heart opens when I feel safe. I can trust people, I can trust the flow of life. And especially in these times when there's so much outer chaos, there's a recognition that, out of chaos comes order, comes a new level of awakening. And it's not chaos in the sense of madness, it's chaos in the sense of, primal like a seed. We talked about the seed last time, and the flowering of the seed, and then moving into the blooming, blossoming, fruiting, and then back to seeding. So I think safety for me incorporates all of that. If I'm to be a divine presence on this earth, it's essential that I feel safe within myself upon this planet, with my purpose, being held, protected by Mother Earth, and connected with my community.
Thank you, Kiara. You might find that not meaning to interrupt, but I'm going to be also the timekeeper. So each of us will have 1 minute because this is an updating
Mm.
round. And then we'll go to the intention for today, which will have 3 rounds. So we will keep it and then we will focus on our intention and then share what comes out of today's intention. So today my question, which the updating question is, in the past month, after we made the intention of safety, what was your experience about this intention? So I'm asking now Vivian, and let's keep our answers to 1 minute. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And hello to everyone. I am Vivian, and the intention that we set in January is an important one because implicit in the idea of safety is trust in the divine and trust in the universe. And I think that is something that I have been trying to cultivate for many years now. Began with a statement from a book that said, you are safe, you are infinitely safe. And that naturally led then to, I trust in everything that happens. So I've been working with that, and what I've experienced in the past month is a growing sense of confidence and trust that things are unfolding as they should.
Mm.
Thank you. Heike?
I am Heike, and um, for me is the word safety. If we concern only on safety, then it's always um, hearing the thought of being afraid. And for me, I started focusing on my inner power, connecting with the source, feeling the light inside. And I started to connect also with the elements. So earth, water, fire, wind, and that gave me so much power that I had not the feeling I need a kind of safety from outside. So I was so full of power myself, and I'm daily in the morning when I stand up. I try to stand up at 6 o'clock in the morning and starting my prayers and connecting with the source, lighting a candle, and then nourishing all the seeds we have inside, the seed of manifestation and the seed of the heart. So the love grows, and also the vision to envision every day, and um, and also in the end of the day, then I reflect what was the whole day about. Yeah, and I try to step back and to hold the space and just to observe. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Heike. I found myself also feeling about safety, that why am I resisting the thought that at the human level safety is important? And I found myself seeing that there's so many times when actually it's not important to me. If I'm not locking my back door because I know that nothing is going to happen, I know that sometimes I saw that we actually have to begin living in a world when we realize it already has become safe at many levels. Am I locking my car door when I sit in? What am I doing in a very simple, my human everyday life? Because the soul and the heart was resisting the thought of thinking about safety. And like Kiara had pointed out in last time, that when the seed sprouts, it's because it feels that there is going to be a safe environment for it to sprout, like the seeds in a desert. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If seeds are in a desert, the moment it rains, the whole desert is filled with flowers. Just one rain is enough for that. So we're going to do one round now. After coming into a space of oneness. So if we can just come for a little moment, just connecting with the waters within us, because all of life is water. Life on earth is filled with water. And when we as star beings came into earth, we absorbed this water within ourselves. As human beings and as life forms, we emerged from the water. And yet, it is that same water which gives us life and can also bring death. We can drown in water. When there are floods, homes can get destroyed. And at the same time, the flood can also energize the life and the land around it. So, from the six elements of water, the energy that comes is coldness. From coldness comes wisdom. Coldness, I feel, also brings serenity. It is the sense of the soul. So it's not just water on earth, it is also the water of our consciousness. And at the same time, the fear comes because we know that this is something larger than us, very huge. Water is not something we can control. And yet, water fits and is flexible enough to be ice, to be snow, to be steam. It can be in any element. It is itself so adaptable. So, as we've heard the saying, be water, my friend. If we are water, we are that flexible. In this meeting, let's all feel that we are different rivers, different streams, and we are coming together in the ocean to share different things that we feel about water. So, for a moment, if you can bring to your own mind a very personal dream, desire, wish that you have related to your own emotions, to your own feelings, and make that into an intention. And if you want, write it down. This is your own personal intention. I intend for myself. And then for your near and dear ones, for people in your family, your neighbors maybe, people who are near to you and dear to you, those who you may meet every day. They may be your colleagues, they may be your students or teachers. What is your intention about this larger group, which is your base? And now I'd like us to go in a circle, each person saying their name as I am, and then just saying what is their feeling, what is in their mind when they think about water for everyone in the world. What is it that is in your mind? And what I request is that if we say the name of the person next to us after we finished, and if we could take 2 or 3 minutes each about in this and self time ourselves. Okay? So I'll request White Feather to start first. What is your concern about water today?
I don't see it that way necessarily, that I have a fear about it or anything, or a negative look at it, other than I feel that our world is changing, and that would include water or the flow of life, to be part of the whole, that we're all of it, and all of us are part of the whole. And that's what I see the world changing to. And so I don't know, I have committed myself to spirit to hold the light of that we are shifting and changing in it, that we will be in a world where we appreciate each other and care for each other, and are all in the same flow of life. So that's what my vision is.
And
And
you pass it on to
sorry, I forgot how to pronounce your name.
Kiara.
Yeah.
Kiara,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, White Feather. So some keywords for me when I think of water: flow, connectedness, heartfulness, openness, memories. On a metaphysical level, it's really the willingness to let go, to dissolve, to surrender, and that leads to trust. It's also, in the world of nature, it's the force that allows things to flourish. Without water, you have nothing. You have just barren desert. And so what is it that is allowing life to flourish and a planet to flourish? I see our own planet as unique in a sense because it's 70% water, and I don't know how other planets are in the rest of the universe, but to me it seems pretty unique. And there's also diversity connected with water. There's an ability to feel that's connected with water. There's an ability to remember. Water carries memories, whether it's the oceans, whether it's our own bodies, whether it's DNA. So, so that would be my preliminary, sense of water. It's like, there's so much to it, but it's a feeling, much more than anything I can convey in words. So, Vivian, you're next.
Thank you, Kiara. I am Vivian, and I was blessed to have been born on a tropical island surrounded by water. And this is Guam, which is it's adjacent to the Marianas Trench. I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but the Marianas Trench is deeper than Mount Everest is high. And so I've always, I guess, since early in life, have had an interest in water. And as Kiara said, 70% of our planet is water. And really only about 3% of it is fresh water. And out of that, a tiny, less than half a percentage is drinkable water, because a lot of that fresh water is in glaciers. And yet we have this situation where they're reporting, one of the biggest issues in the world right now, challenges in the world, is that there are many places that are experiencing severe drought. And there are hundreds of millions of people who don't have access to water on a planet where 70% of the surface of the earth is water. So I feel like there's an opportunity for us. So I will say, if you haven't noticed, that water is my number one passion and pursuit. It is something I hope I can participate in some co-creative project. If nothing else, if it's not specific, it's just getting together with people who have the same passion about water, and where we can get together and at least combine our focus in an intention. That's, and it could be a number of intentions, but anyway, that's what I'm feeling. Thank you. The order has switched. I don't know if you noticed. So I'm really not sure who needs to be next. Meenakshi, can you help me?
It's up to you.
Okay. And forgive me if I mispronounced your name, but Jatika?
Hi, my name is Jitika. Thank you, Vivian. So as Vivian said, yes, I have the same concern for water. It's abundant. It's everywhere. The water is, and it's beautiful, but very little of clean water, and very little clean water to drink for people. People don't have enough clean water to drink to fulfill the requirement of a day, at least for a day. So yes, that's why I am here today, and I am concerned for the water, and I that's all. Yeah, thank you. So I'll pass on to Heike.
I'm Heike, and
Hi.
I got the same feeling about water as I'm living here in Germany and nearby the forest, and I'm able to walk by a little source of water, just springing out from the ground, and I just can drink it. And it's wonderful. I can jump in a little stream and swim, and that is such a such a blessing. And I wish um, everybody has the possibility to do so. And we need clean water to drink, and also the water to fill up our batteries, for healing. And I wish everybody can have this opportunity, and that is my intention. Thank you. And I pass on to Dr. Sarah.
Yeah. So thank you, Heike, and I'm Dr. Sarah from India. So like Vivian has said and Kiara has said, 70% of this earth is of water. And not only that, but 70% of us is also water. So, and as I remember as saying, water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. So let's not reach that reality or just that saying of actually not having a water drop to drink, which is fit to drink. Like Vivian just pointed out, there's so much abundance of water, but yet there is scarcity. So with this co-creators circle, the intention that we need to put is, in spite of having the abundance of water, we need to have the right energy of water. Water is energy, water is flowing. We need to have water, we need to be ourselves in a way where we are as fluid as water, as powerful as water. Water takes the shape of the pot or the vessel that it belongs to, or the color that it has in it. So let's all become one, as fluid, as flexible as water, with a joint coherent power. We can certainly create an intention which we are meant to be here to intend to have water as abundant as it is within us, around us, to make it available for every species on this planet Earth, as it's supposed to be fresh, pure, powerful, and energetic. So that's what my intention is, to co-create water of the source. Thank you, and I pass on to Meenakshi.
Thank you, Sarah. Uh, you said I could call you Sarah and not Dr. Sarah, but I'm very. I think what everyone has shared is so wonderful because it's already showing the merging that water brings into our life. And one of the things that when I was listening, that kept coming to me from the different streams, is that at one level, I that's what was my intention also: clean, abundant water for all. And everything that everyone has shared, it's already in our collective unconscious memory, actually subconscious memory. But also that we are co-creators. So you can take a glass of water. We can't really know how it is. And yet, if we are in peacefulness and in love, as Masaru Emoto has shown, and so many of us have experienced it, you can drink something which is not actually physically good, and yet your body can transmute it as you drink it. And so I think both these streams are so necessary for us to integrate. Water integrates everything. It teaches us to merge, to emerge. And so if we can integrate into ourselves as the spiritual beings that we are, the co-creator beings that we are, and also the acting beings that we are, so that we don't waste water if we are in places where there's abundance, how do we integrate all of this consciousness is something that I've just been thinking about as we spoke. So the next round is going to be each of us writing in the chat. We've talked about our concerns and our thoughts. Now let's write it as an intention. And each of us will write our own intentions in the chat. Okay? So
Just to
please,
add one thing earlier,
yes.
Meenakshi, like,
Yeah.
I've always been, when you're talking about saving water,
Yeah.
and having the abundance, the one thing that I have started is, I mean, I know when somebody comes to your house, you always give a glass of water. I give half, and I always tell them, if you want more, I'll give you more. But what if you only want to have half and you need that much? I don't want to waste that. So even when I go to a hotel, I tell the waiter, please only fill half. So we can at least begin by these small little actions.
Yeah.
So let's not just fill up the glass when somebody comes and offers it. If I want more, I'll
Yes.
ask again. Small little things.
Yeah, that's nice actually. That's beautiful. Does everyone want a round of saying how they are showing their consciousness with water, or are we ready to make an intention? What would you like to do next? Are you ready to write your intention? Yes, Kiara.
There's one thing I'd like to also say. Supposedly, there's 3 times as much water as in all the oceans of the world put together beneath the surface of the earth. And I'm not sure what this is called. And it's not just for this planet, every single planet in our solar system. So there's a lot more water than we imagine. It's just a matter of being able to access it, direct it, and share it. And isn't that how it is with everything? There's so many more resources available than we are able to actually use or access properly.
Go ahead, Vivian.
Kiara, were you done?
I'm done.
Okay. I just wanted to say that water, in my view, exists for all life. I think we have a tendency to look at water in terms of its usefulness. Not all of us, by the way, but just there is a tendency at times to view water as existing for the benefit of humankind. And so what I am just tremendously aware of is that water sustains so much life. And even within the oceans, there are just such beautiful creatures and plants, and there's a whole biosystem in the ocean of life that also requires water. So my hope is that we can expand our intention to include water, clean water or available water. And clean doesn't necessarily mean drinkable. Clean means clean water for all life. Thank you.
Since you said that, Vivian, it's also in my mind that we worry so much about what we do and what human beings have done to dirty the waters and the oceans. And recently, and talking about life forms, another life form has emerged in the oceans, which is eating up the plastic, which is clogging it. So also that safety that we talked about last time comes from trust. It's the trust that the universe and Gaia, the consciousness, has got ways around things. But if we are ourselves internally feeling that what we did was wrong, there's something that we have to change internally.
Mm.
So these are all the thoughts which are sort of going around. So are we ready for intention writing? Intention writing, as just reminding those people who, in case, just reminding anyone who may be listening later, is it's written in the real time and it's written like it's done. So it's not I wish, but it's I intend or we intend. And we're going to make it into a we intend. So first, let's all write it in the chat. And if more than one intention comes up, please feel free to write them. Our intentions are going like a stream into the chat. So waiting for Heike and Kiara. Lovely. So now what we'll do is we'll have a round in which each of us will read whichever is the next in the list. So now we have given up our intentions and we've given them to the resonant field, right? They're no longer my intention, they're our intentions. So, White Feather, would you read the first one that you see, and then we'll go in, and then you pass it on to the next person, and they'll read the next one. Your mic is muted.
So like it looks like you did the first one, so I read that.
Yeah, it's doesn't matter who wrote.
Oh, okay. We intend that each life form that requires water receives it in the form that it needs. And Kiara, is that right?
We intend to save water as much as we can in our day-to-day life. in the highest and the best way now.
Vivian?
Do you want me to do my own? Okay. All right. We intend that clean, abundant water is available and freely accessible to all life forms.
Please say the next person's name.
Jidika.
Yeah. Mm. So Vivian, no one would have said your intention the way you said it. So it was awesome the way you said. So I'm reading for Dr. Sarah. We intend to create water in its true form as a natural, abundant source for every living species. Um, I call Heike.
We intend to co-create an earth where there is abundant, cool water for all life on the planet. And Menachi,
We intend to become water, to become flow, nourishment, interconnectedness, sustenance, beauty, abundance, healing, and joy on behalf of Mother Earth and all creatures that exist upon and within her. Sarah, your mic is muted.
We intend that energetic water is available for all life forms. Thank you.
So now the next thing is, because this is a project, so we have to work at it. So we have to make one intention from our group. And one of the things which we are always told is to make it as specific as possible so that we can see the result of it. So, um, how can we see a result of something which is all of us, most of us have written in very in envisioning ways? Do you think we can make it specific to something? For example, specific to one ocean, or specific to one river, or specific to one country, or specific to one life form? And if and or a time, can we do it like a time? Do you think it's possible in this group? Because then we see the result of it.
Yeah, once it's focused, more focused. Okay. Well, I think that's how then we should work. We
So what
can,
we'll yes, so what we can do now is write again. First we can do one thing. Are any of the intentions that we've already written, and now we can do like what's called a popcorn round. Anyone who wants to say, just say which one. Do you feel there's any one already written which is fulfills that criteria of being specific and maybe timely?
We can choose the Vivian intention.
Everyone say what they think.
I love also the idea to become water. I love what Vivian wrote, and but what Kira is um, pointing out is the next step to become water. And if you become water, then it is part of yourself, and you have another how do you say, perspective. So it's already inwards. So I'm not sure. I love both.
So I think if we can, bring a couple together and make it, like Kiara's and Vivian's, and make one of it. So can we all try that, please?
Yeah. So then we'll be writing that again. So now we are making it specific in a way that we will be able to see, and we will be able to see whether it's in our own lives or in the life forms around us, depends on what we think is, yeah. we write an intention, it also helps if we make it in a way that the brain can easily understand and remember and say it, because then our whole self can be focused. So there's a consciousness, and that consciousness can have many words, but the intention statement, the shorter it is, the easier it is for us to actually help it to manifest and to see it manifesting. I think some Vivian and Jitika, you're still writing?
No, I'm not writing.
Oh, okay. I think everyone has written.
Last time I was short on words. This week
Last
I
time,
have too many
yeah.
words.
No, it's last time Vivian said such a beautiful word. She said truth. Okay, so now can we go again to the chat and see each one, which one can we come to, any one that we can all intend together? Can we read each one aloud? White Feather, can you read the first one?
I
I
don't
think yours
know.
was the first one.
I don't know how far up to go. All the way up or second?
The one that you wrote again.
That we intend to join with the mother to have the availability of water for all living entities.
Kiara? So, should we say for each one whether we think we can use, can we all use that one, or we'll first read all of them? Can you read the next one?
Um, okay, so we intend that we awake with love to our connection with water. So this is Meenakshi's.
Okay. We haven't read the earlier one. So, Vivian, will you be reading the next one? The one that Sarah wrote, Dr. Sarah?
I would be happy to, but I've kind of lost my place.
Yes.
Um,
I'm wondering if I can share the screen and share my chat. I think I can't.
okay.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm seeing all of them.
It's the one that Dr. Sarah wrote. We intend to become water.
Okay, I can read that. We intend to become water, the divine source of nature, made abundantly available and freely accessible to all life forms.
I like that.
Yutika?
We intend to become water, which is clean, abundant water, which is available and freely accessible to all life forms.
Aika, can you read the next one?
Recognizing the alchemical principle as within, so without, we intend that clean, abundant water is available and freely accessible to all life forms, starting with an energetic dignity of purity, abundance, nourishment, healing, beauty, and joy within our own being. That's wonderful.
Sarah, will you read the next one?
Okay, I think that's yours. We intend that we awake with love to a connection with water.
I think
Nice.
Kiara wrote that. Yeah, okay. I'll read the one that Vivian wrote. We are one with the waters of the world, one with its flow, nourishment, interconnectedness, sustenance, beauty, abundance, healing, and joy. And we intend to co create an environment where clean water is honored and valued by all and freely accessible to all life forms. And I'll just read the next one of Chiara, which he wrote. We intend to awaken with the consciousness of Gaia, the purity, flow, and abundance of elemental water. So, which of these do you think we can take as our joint intention? We have now 17 minutes in which to choose and then to hold it for a while. And if you can stay longer, we can stay longer. For me, it's okay. But I
Well,
know for you.
I like Vivian's second one. We are one with the waters of the world. One with this. The only thing is, it's a little bit longer, and I remember what you were saying about keeping it short and simple.
So we can
Yes.
even go with Kiara's last one. We intend to awaken within the consciousness of Gaia, the purity, flow, and abundance of elemental water, and add on to it, which is abundantly available and accessible to every life form. We have that line.
Okay, I'm writing again.
I sort of like Meenakshi's last one. It's very succinct. Saying that we awake with love, joy, connection with water. I mean, that's pretty. To me, that says what I feel.
Maybe we can add it to this one. We intend to awaken with love. No, within the loving consciousness of Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
So see again, please.
When
Is it reading okay though? Let me see. We intend to awaken with
Intend to awaken within love,
the
feel like
purity,
purity, flow, and abundance.
flow, and abundance. How is this reading?
Elemental water available to all life forms.
the
Yeah,
last.
but do we need to use the word abundance? I mean, available, because it's sort of there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I
water to all
agree.
life
This
forms.
is fine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone okay with that? Have we
Yeah.
included what Vivian had written?
Mhm.
To co create an environment where clean water is honored and valued by all. We intend to co create an environment. So, how about we intend to co create?
Mhm.
Jitika, are you feeling that this will satisfy? Yeah.
Yes, this will, and honoring and all that what Vivian wrote, that automatically comes when we think about Gaia. It automatically comes in our mind, in our conscious mind. So for me, I think everything is there.
It all comes as a sync in everything when you're talking about
Yes,
the consciousness of
absolutely.
Gaia.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful.
The only thing I would change
Yes,
dramatically
yes,
is instead of abundance of elemental water to all life forms, for all life
for all
forms.
life forms.
Hmm.
Yeah, then it shows the availability that
Mm.
you were saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Everyone's happy with this?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
perfect. Yeah.
Yay! So what we're going to do is that we're going to get into the music and for about 5 minutes just focus, and then we're going to share whatever we see. In the middle of it, one of us can read it. Can I request Vivian to do it?
Can I say
Yes, Kiara, please
one more
go ahead.
thing?
Yes.
Um, So we intend to create with the loving consciousness. It could also be within the loving consciousness of
Okay.
Gaia, which
Yes.
brings us actually more,
Into it.
more
Yeah.
connected
Within,
within.
within. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Lovely. Okay. So Vivian will read it, and we'll all be for 5 minutes. We'll be in a meditative space. If
Read
we
it
can all
once.
keep our mics on mute at that time.
Just say when. We intend to co-create within the loving consciousness of Gaia, the purity, flow, and abundance of elemental water for all life forms.
Welcome back. According to the time, we have 5 minutes, but is everyone okay with staying a little bit longer if needed? I know that it's late in India. Okay.
Yeah, I have to go.
Okay, so Sarah, can you share first? Your mic got muted.
I'm sorry. You're
Your mic is still muted.
so sorry.
Yeah. Why? Sorry, Vivian.
Okay. Okay. So we are talking about co-creating within the loving consciousness of Gaia. So what I really could picture is water in its complete all forms, as we say, the pure elemental divine form, where it's needed for all life forms. So I made the vivid picture of it being there in all the fields for all the farmers, having abundance of growth out there into the oceans and all the creatures in the oceans, absolutely. And of course, the beautiful smiling faces of every human who has ever been deprived of water, actually being completely energized with the pure consciousness of divine water filling every cell of their body. So yes, there was just abundance water everywhere on this planet Earth that it was needed. Thank you.
Who'll go next? Jitika, we're going the other way now.
Okay, so I could see the underwater, which is below Earth totally. The water is connected everywhere from down, deep down from the earth. So I could imagine water going everywhere. Where there's drought, there is no water, and magically it is being cleaned and it is going everywhere, and I could see plants blossoming and the farmers are happy, the crops are growing well. Then I saw clean oceans, the fishes were happy, all the ocean species and everything, they were all happy. I could imagine all that. Yes, thank you. Mm.
Thank you. Who's next? Vivian?
Just very briefly, um, I saw the whales and the dolphins and all the other sentient creatures that are serving as the caretakers of the oceans, swimming around in joy. That was it. Thank you.
Kiara?
Yeah, I was remembering something that Einstein said about you can't change something without changing the consciousness, our consciousness. Well, I don't remember exactly how it's phrased, but so I was just embracing Gaia within our collective field of intention, to simply be pure, unified, buoyant, bright and beautiful together. And then letting the elemental energies take care of it in terms of how it actually happens.
Mhm.
Thank you. White Feather?
I First I saw streams of water coming down like the hillsides and stuff, and flowers, these beautiful flowers blooming, animals drinking the water. And then as it came down into the ocean, that the animals were multiplying and filling the oceans where it has been coral growing, new coral growing in the oceans, which help to clean it. And I don't know what their whole purpose, but I know that they have a huge purpose being in the ocean. And so we're getting new coral and, just and very peaceful, very joined with it all, with all of the creation that was coming from the clean water. That's what I saw.
Beautiful. Thank you, Vedved. I became the most seemingly insentient being, which was just like a particle in the ocean. And I felt so much love. So love started flowing. And then I became a fish. So and I said, well, Meenakshi, your first name, the first part of your name means a fish in India, in Hindi. And then I became the tortoise, and I've always thought of myself as a turtle actually, because I feel wherever I am at home. So it kept bringing me into the picture of everything that I am, and I felt so much love. The surprising thing for me was that when the fish was there, the fish were passing one another by and like rubbing against one another, and that was their food. They didn't need to eat. They didn't need to eat one another. And then when it came on land, I became a tree. I got my consciousness went into the tree and the animal forms, and almost after that I almost didn't become human, because it was just all the time all I could feel was love started going everywhere, and all the rivers and the wells and the ponds and all waters. So I'm expecting and hoping that it reached
Beautiful, good,
us human
super.
beings.
Beautiful,
Because after
beautiful.
that I
Thank
was
you.
just lost. Thank you all so much. This has been so wonderful to meet you.
So isn't it amazing, to know that water in one form makes you feel so serene and at complete peace, and again in another form, it kind of gives you total vibrating energy. So in one space, it's serenity, in the other thing, it's huge vibrations, and you feel just wow about it. So in
Yeah,
one, it's just flowing beautifully like love, and so in all different vivid forms, water is so divine and so beautiful.
you're right. Can we end with a synchronizing of gratitude for all of us to have been here?
Mhm.
So we'll do the gratitude lotus, just opening all our petals and then radiating and then back. Thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you. See you all next month
Okay,
Yeah.
when
thank you,
we'll go to the
Meenakshi.
next
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
element.
everybody.
Wish
Thank
all of
you
us a
all.
lovely, lovely Sunday. For us, tomorrow's going to
Mm.
be Sunday. So come. God bless.
Bye.
Bye bye.